And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. We're going back to the baseball part. Recently I reviewed Baseball Highlights 2045, a game that was a deck building baseball futuristic game by Mike Fitzgerald and by Eagle Griffin Games. Today we're going to look at the 5 mini expansions that are available right now for this game. Now those expansions can either come in the deluxe version of the game itself, or they can be bought separately. So I'm going to show you how they're played, how they're different from the regular base game, and whether or not you should get it. Let's take a look. Here are the 5 mini expansions that are currently out for Baseball Highlights 2045. Now, if you bought the deluxe version of Baseball Highlights 2045, all 5 of these come with it. Otherwise, you can buy them all separately. Now, 4 of the mini expansions get added to the free agent deck. The free agent deck has 60 cards in the base game, and it adds these to it. Now, there's one that has pretty much all naturals, and this is the Magna Glove natural expansion. There's one that has just robots, one that has just cyborgs, and one that's called Rally Cap, which is a mix of players, and it depends on what's going on in the game, whether you're winning or losing at the time. Now, there's 10 cards for each of these 3, naturals, robots, and cyborgs, and then there's 15 of the Rally Caps. So if you add, and how it works is you add each one of these decks to the current base game's free agent deck of 60 cards. So if you mix all these in, you have 105 cards. This is a coach deck that also is 15 cards. We'll talk about what these do later. So from the ones that you mix in, let's look at each of these one at a time. And here is the Naturals deck, the Magna Glove. Cancels 2 hits, and a bunch of them will have this on there. Adrian Puig, yeah. We've got Eddie Arenado for another cancel 2 hits. Blue Leather, love that name, love the artwork. Cancels 2 hits and threatens a single. Another cancel hits, a single and a double. Fast, Mookie Rivers. Ooh, of course he's fast. It's like Mookie Wilson back in the day. He's very expensive though, he's 10. Magna Glove cancels, but an average double. Terry Trainer. Kevin Pedroia, oh yeah, in Boston. Teamwork. Now here's an interesting one. It's single for each natural you've already played this game. He doesn't count, but all the ones you played previously, you get a single for each one of those ones. Pretty interesting new thing there. Teamwork. Home run if you've already played 3 naturals previous to this. Fred Fisk. Love it. Very expensive though. Bill Bell. Teamwork. Double if you've already played 2 naturals before this guy during this game. So that pushes you down the natural path. Clutch. Double if runner on second or third. Craig Belt, and it's a double. Then we have Ricky Brock. Stolen base. Advance all runners and fast base runners 1 base. Threatens 3 singles, and he's fast. And that's it for the natural Magna Glove expansion. Let's look at the next one. Here we have the robot deck. Startup. Leadoff. If this is your first card played, home run automatically. Pretty cool. He's startup from Kansas City. Scraps. I love this. Replace. You remove from the game this card, and you replace it with the top card of the free agent deck. So you buy this guy for 4. He's worth nothing, but you get rid of him and you get gamble, and you see who you might get one of the big players out of the free agent deck. It's really cool. Replay. He's very expensive too. Cloning. You use any immediate action that you've already played this game. He's very expensive. That's really powerful. Xerox. I love this. It's like copying because he's cloning. Same type of thing. And another cloning, but he's called Duplicate. Love it. And he threatens a double, and he's fast. Fence Crusher. This guy, 14 he costs, but he threatens 3 home runs. Pretty cool. Slots. Gambler. So Gambler's one of my favorite actions here. You draw the top card of the free agent deck, and you use that card's hitboxes, and then you remove that card for the game. So it's kind of like gambling to see what you might find there. Slot machine. Slots. This one's also a gambler. Payoff. Love it. X-Ray 100. Quick Eye. Home run versus Cyborg, and double single, all fast, but he's really expensive. A robot. Basically remove him from the game and replace with the top card of the free agent deck. Throw him out and replace him with the top card. He's the beast. And that's it for the robots. Let's look at the next one. Okay, now we have the Cyborg expansion here. These are all Cyborgs. Spitball. Cancel all hits versus Cyborg. Threatens a triple. There's a bunch of these Spitballs here. Cancel all hits versus Cyborg and a single. Mariano Murakami. We have Whitey Grove, Spitball, cancel all hits for the Cyborg and a double. Palmer Page, love this. Change all hits to walks. This threatens a single and a home run, but he costs 9. Randy Sandy, pick off, remove all base runners. Threatens 2 fast singles for $7. Look at this one, pick off, remove all base runners, single for 5. Goose Guidry, slider, cancel all hits if you've already played 2 cyborgs. So again, pushing you down a cyborg, and he threatens a triple for $7. Mordecai, so slider, cancel all hits if you already have played 2 cyborgs. Again, pushing you down that. I love his eye. Look at the eye there. Raleigh Rigetti, love it. Knuckleball, reduce all hits by 1 base and a fast single for 6. Fernando Feller, curve, cancel all hits versus robot, double, and a home run is threatened, but it's 9. Let's take a look at the Rally Cap deck. Now these will typically do something if you're ahead or behind. Teamwork, if your next player is a natural, add a single to their hitbox. Pretty cool. Rally, if behind, 2 singles. Awesome. Teamwork, if your next player is a natural, add a triple to their hitbox, and it's a single and a single for $8 there. Trailblazer, rally, if behind you automatically get a single, and you threaten a single for $4. Pioneer, rally, if behind you get automatic double, and then you're threatening a double for $6. Rally Bot, for $10, you, if behind, automatic home run, and then you're threatening a single and double that's fast. Really powerful there. Animator, he's $8. Rally, if behind all your remaining players, add a single to their hitbox, and then he's threatening an average double. Pete Biggio, ooh wow, $12. If behind, your next player adds a home run to their hitbox, and he's threatening 3 singles. Pretty huge. Early Sutter, hold. If behind, cancel all hits versus any player. Pretty cool, and he's threatening a single. John Clayton, hold if behind, cancel all hits versus any player, and doing a single and a double there with them threatened for $9. Trevor Wilson, closer. If ahead, cancel all hits versus any player. Another closer, same thing for $6, but he's threatening a single. Sparky Rivera. Raleigh Quisenberry, probably one of my favorite names here, Raleigh Fingers and Dan Quisenberry. Closer, if ahead, cancel all hits versus any player. Another closer, but he's got a fast and single and double. That's why he's so much more expensive. Wilbert Wagner. Bruce Smith, hold if behind, cancel all hits versus any player. Threatens 2 home runs for $12. Now let's check out the last expansion here. This is the coach, and you can see it all says coach here. There's 15 cards here. At the beginning of the game, you're going to shuffle these. You're going to give 4 to each player, assuming it's a 2-player game. And then what happens is you're going to draft. You're going to select one of the 4 cards, put it in front of you, pass the deck, and you'll keep doing this back and forth until everybody has 4 cards. Now, in the World Series, you can choose any time to play one of these 4 cards at the beginning of the game. The home team will choose first if they're going to play a coach in front of them. It gives them a special ability to use during the game. And then after the home team decides, and whether or not they do or they don't, the visiting team then gets to decide if they want to play one. And you only have 4 of them throughout the whole World Series, so you got to find the right time to do it. For example, this guy has a brawl. You remove the opponent's player from the game and replace it with the top card of the free agent deck. The double steal. So when you play this guy, 1 base runner advances 2 bases pretty much whenever you want. Triple play. Remove up to 3 base runners, including fast base runners. Bullpen, cancel all hits versus a robot, Theo the Lip. I like it. Benny the Jet, so he's a scout. So you turn over the 3 cards during your buyer's phase, so it gives you more people to buy from, which is kind of cool. This guy's a fan favorite, so you add 5 to your revenue when you're buying. Base running, all your robots are fast runners. All your naturals are fast runners. Cancel all hits versus a natural. That almost looks like Mike Fitzgerald there. Steal signs. Look at an opponent's hand. Pretty cool. You get to see what they've got going on that round. All your players gain the pinch hit abilities. That actually looks like Ralph from Eagle Griffin games. Funny. Defense. All your robots gain the glove ability. That's pretty cool. A couple more here. Batting. All your naturals gain a single in the hitbox. So that makes your naturals a lot stronger. All your robots gain a single in their hitbox. Wow, it makes them even more powerful. In hits fits, all your cyborgs gain a single in their hitbox. And that is all the 5 mini expansions right now for Baseball Highlights 2045. All right, well, the 5 mini expansions, I hope you got a good flavor of how they are, how they act, what they're like. Now, with expansions, almost always, it's one of those things where I say, well, I wouldn't play this with anyone who's playing the game for the first time, but after they play it, I'll mix them in, and maybe I'll use them. Some expansions, even ones I like, I don't play all the time. The way that these are, so 4 of the 5 expansions, the ones that mix in with the free agent deck, that brings your free agent deck from 60 to 105 cards. That is just a no-brainer. I'm going to play with that every time. And there's also an official tournament variant that when you use all of those expansion cards, that when you lay the cards out, you've got 10 there instead of 6 to look at. And the cool thing is number one, it roughly doubles the amount of different unique immediate actions that are in the game. It almost doubles the amount of cards, and it gives you more comboing. So these cards really push you down a strategy even further than I'd say the base game did. And the base game did a great job, and it's fine by itself. But man, if you like this game, this is a no-brainer. It doesn't add any additional complexity, these 4 parts of the expansion. And I'm talking about the robots, the naturals, the cyborgs, and the rally cap. Adding those a free agent deck. It doesn't add any complexity, really. Sure, there's new things, but those cards are coming out, other than the beginning of the game, they're coming out like 1 or 2 cards at a time, so they're easily digestible. And they're simple, even though they're new and different, what some of those immediate actions do, they're pretty simple. They're like one-line rules that you're breaking. And I really like these new rules because they really allow you to combo a lot more. Like, hey, if you played more than 3 naturals this game, blah happens. Or if you played more than 3 robots, this happens. If your last 2 cards were naturals, this happens. I love some of the ones that like the Gambler, where you get to just take a card off the top deck, like a Press Your Luck, and you get to use the hitboxes on that card. And then there's another one where you just get to randomly trash your card, but pick one off the deck, and he was only like 4. So you buy him for 4, you might get one of those cards that's worth like 12 or 14, woohoo! So that Press Your Luck element's added there, going down a combo route of comboing cards together. So it does make the game, for me, even more enjoyable. I think the game is absolutely fine without the expansion. I love it, and you won't even see the same guys in different games, because there are 60 free agents in the base game. But if this is a game that you've fallen in love with like me, it's an absolute no-brainer to buy all these expansions. If you've watched this video and you haven't bought the game yet, and it looks like it's right up your alley, the deluxe game will have all this in it, and that's probably the best bet for you. Otherwise, if you're not so sure and you bought the game, buying the expansions later is just as good. Now, the coaches expansion, that's the only one that I probably wouldn't play with a new player. Because again, the other ones you just mix in the deck and it's pretty much the same thing. There's just a lot more cards, a lot more options. The coaches deck adds a whole nother thing where you're drafting the coaches at the beginning of the game and you're saying whether you want to play it. And those putting you down a strategy as well as to which cards you might be taking. So it really adds another layer of strategy, and I really love it. It's just I probably won't play coaches with somebody who hasn't played before, because again, it adds another level of complexity. So overall, unbelievable expansion. I love it. I hope Mike is working on some more right now. I heard he is. We'll see what happens if they come out. Excellent. If you love the game, no brainer, get these expansions. They're not a must, because the game's very enjoyable in the base game, but if you love the game, gotta get it. Those are the 5 mini expansions for the Baseball Highlights 2045.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.